Hello, this is Tyler from TANDEMKROSS, making good guns great. And today we want to come to you all with a little bit of an instructional video on how to properly clean, maintain, service your 1022 Rotary magazines, whether they are the factory Ruger 10-round BX1 sort, or if they are our double or triple cross magazines. 22 ammunition produces a lot more gunk in the magazines that will need some more routine maintenance than some of your centerfire magazines. So whether you're very familiar with these magazines or if you're a new 22 owner potentially, this will be a great video for you to learn how to take care of your magazines. So just to give you a sense of the sort of grime that we'll be dealing with, here is a DoubleKross. And so they typically will have this sort of line running inside, and that's from a wax buildup or lacquer of those 22 bullets. As they're feeding through the magazine, they'll create that buildup that needs to be taken out. So let's start with just a brief overview of all of the internal parts of those magazines so that you'll know what to expect. Inside the magazines, you will have a rotor with a rotary spring inside of it. You will have the shoulder bolt and shoulder nut. These function as an axis for this to spin on. And then you will have your feed lips. The feed lips are really where most of the crud will accumulate, and you can see some of it right here, and you can sort of pick it out as an example. And there's going to be little spots of that and carbon buildup all over the feed lips. So whether you have our double or triple cross combo, so you'll have our slicker polymer feed lips and our green rotors, or whether you have factory magazine, which is where these came from, all these steps will be just the same. So I'll begin by disassembling a DoubleKross. It's clear, so you'll have a really good sense of what's going on inside. And to do that, I will use our magazine assembly toolkit, which comes with this lifter post, this winding tool, and an Allen key. So I'll take the Allen key, unwind this bolt here. There are two springs that are under tension here, so we want to be careful about those. To relieve that tension, you can take your Allen key, put it down inside the spring, and with your finger over the other end of the nut, just push that through gently. And then just slowly let off the tension, let that spring unwind. Now we've sort of disabled what would otherwise explode all across the table. On a standard 1022 single 10-rounder, you'll only need to do this once, but with the double, you'll do it twice. Same operation, hold your finger over the end, push it through. And slowly let it unwind. Those nuts hook onto the spring. There's a little corresponding hole, and then the spring clips onto it. So we'll just take all of that, set it aside. Faceplate comes off. We'll set that over here for cleaning. Same for the rotors and the rotor springs. On our DoubleKross, the feed lips are a little bit of a press fit. On the standard magazine that we will get to later, the feed lips are a little bit loose and they'll flop around or out, and that's very typical. So feed lips out, magazine is completely disassembled. So I will take the following parts and just put them into a little container of warm soapy water. However hot as your tap will get is just fine. So faceplate, magazine body going in, and then You can just wipe down the rotors by hand. You don't need to put them in. If they're particularly grimy, you can extract the spring, put the rotor in. That's totally fine. I will also go in with both of those feed lips. My rotors are looking clean enough. I'll just wipe these off with something like a damp paper towel. And to do the same operation on a stock 1022 magazine, it is much the same. Like I said, the exception is that you'll do it once instead of twice or 3 times if you have a triple cross. There we go. And there we go. And like I said, that feed lip portion will fall out right away. So here as well, you have that buildup all along the inside of the magazine body and inside the feed lips. So the feed lips into the water, mag body into the water, base plate as well. The rest of this is looking fine for just a standard wipe down. After a bit of a soak, nylon brush is a great one for this. You can just scrub out the inside, get those deposits taken care of. Want to get all the way up in the inside of those magazines and the feed lips. You'll find a little bit of accumulation on the inside of the feed lips, as well as the outside, top and bottom. So, like brushing your teeth, of course, hitting all the surfaces. So we'll speed through these here, and I'll set them aside for the wipe down. And we are back, giving those magazines a little bit of a rinse under non-soapy water. And at this point, you can just go through, clean out any residual grime spots, and you can let these parts dry on your bench overnight, or if you're going to go right into reassembly, you can wipe them out with a paper towel or a shop rag and get on with it. Now, if you have those metal feed lips, then I would definitely recommend just giving them a bit of a dry right away. We don't want to get any sort of tarnish spots like that. And now to reassemble, I will first do this again on the clear DoubleKross so you can see it better, and then I'll put the standard magazine back together. So to begin, the feed lips will go in. The feed lip has a wider protrusion side and a narrower or a smaller diameter. So the wide end will go down in here. Press it down till the top is flush right there. Spin it around, same for the other side. For the rotor, that will drop in with the cylinder down in the magazine and the spring tail facing up. Spin around. Do the same. Take that faceplate, put it on down. There you go. Now with our assembly tool, there's this spring lifter. So put that through the spring, gently push it up. That will keep the spring in a little bit of an extended position and make this a little bit easier. So, shoulder nut on the winding tool. There's a small hole that will correspond with the tail of the spring. So hook that small hole onto the spring, push this in a bit, and you can pull the lifter out. Now turn the winder until you can see, I'll flip it around for the camera, you can see that the rotor is making contact with the feed lips. This is position 0, let's say. From here, we'll wind it 1, 2, and then press it on home. Now hold your finger over here just to make sure it stays in place. Shoulder bolt, drop it down in. And then since it's kind of hard to see what's going on inside, your little trick is to take your Allen key, push in and turn it to the left. Turn it like you're loosening it up, and you'll hear it. I'll do it one more time. Hear that click? That means that you're now at the beginning of the threads, so you can tighten with confidence, knowing that you are not cross-threading those two pieces together. And hand tight. There we go. One side is assembled. To repeat, lifter through the spring, nut on winder, hook the spring, remove, neutral position, 1 full rotation, 2 full rotations, and press it home. There we go. Find the start and hand tight. There's the double cross assembled. Now to do the same with your standard rotary type, it's going to be the same procedure for the most part. The lip goes on. The rotor and rotor spring assembly, followed by the faceplate. Neutral position, 1 full turn, 2 full turns, and there is your assembled standard 10-round rotary magazine and one of our double crosses. So at any point, this is a great opportunity to inspect your parts. Maybe you see that your magazine has a crack in it. Maybe you see that there's some rust or some tarnish on the feed lips that's been causing an issue for you. Or perhaps you see that the magazine spring has a kink in it. When you're down at this level, now is a perfect time to make sure that everything is in working order. And remember that TANDEMKROSS does sell the individual parts for these magazines. So we sell our own feed lips, rotors, rotary springs, shoulder bolts, shoulder nuts, as well as the DoubleKross and TripleKross magazine bodies. So that completes the cleaning, assessment, and reassembly of the Rotary 1022 style magazines. If there's any other tips and tricks that you may have for how you keep yours in tip-top shape, please feel free to leave them as a comment down below. Ask us any questions. We're a huge fan of the 1022 platform here, and I'm sure that you are as well. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Have a great day.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video on whatever social media platform you use. I'm Luke with TANDEMKROSS, and we're here to make your good guns great. Keep up with us on social media for daily updates. I'll see you next time.